how did Kittle not get over 50.5 receiving yards? How? How did that happen? Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Jason Mattis with Winning Bets. Thanks for kicking off your Tuesday morning with me here as we're giving out free sports picks each and every single day. And yesterday was a little bit of a head-scratcher day. I still keep checking the box score to see if George Kittle went up over 50.5 receiving yards. And no matter how many times I check, sure enough, he ended the game with 50. How did that happen, guys? He was targeted like non-stop in the first half, had 43 yards at halftime, and can't get over 50.5 receiving yards, only gets one more catch the rest of the way, and of course it's 7 yards, so we lose that bet by 1 yard? How? My man was explosive in the first half, catching the first touchdown of the game. They couldn't stop Kittle. Oh, man, it was unfortunate the Rams offense couldn't put up much of a fight. That obviously made the 49ers go a little bit of run heavy there later on in those games. And obviously once the fourth quarter hit, you knew George Kittle definitely wasn't going to get another target. They were primarily running the ball, but they really didn't get the ball. I mean, Rams had the ball a good little bit there on that one drive where they thought maybe they were going to get some points, but obviously they ended up going for it there on fourth down and ended up not being able to convert there. But that drive took up a fair amount of time. 49ers get the ball, ran 3 straight plays, I believe it was, or maybe 4 straight plays. Maybe they got a first down, whatever it was. And then, they ran on every single one, which can't fault Kyle Shanahan for that. Of course, that's the right call, just to go ahead and run it. But, boy, that's a painful. Losing that Kittle bet, that was absolutely painful. And that kind of really just kind of sums up the day because you lose the Kittle bet. And then one of our first quarter bets, you have Heat minus 2.5. And about 2 hours before tip-off, Butler and Bam are both ruled out. Well, hell, there's only 5 guys on the court, and you just took their 2 best players off the court. Yeah, you knew that Heat minus 2.5, that bet was over. So that's kind of really the dilemma in sports betting is betting early to get good value versus maybe holding off and maybe waiting for more information. The data and everything said the Heat should cover, but then once you factor in those 2 injuries and those 2 missing players, again, it's not just 2 missing players, it's 2 of the best players on that team. Yeah, you take them off. When you only got 5 guys on the court, that's 40% of their team. Yeah, that's going to hurt a lot of teams, and that absolutely, did us in right there. The one bet that we cashed that felt really, really good, talked about on yesterday's show, Jeremy Grant, talked about going under 20.5 points in his game, was monitoring that line throughout the day, and it got to 21.5. So that obviously means the public was betting the over to raise it from 20.5 to 20.5 to 21.5. Well, you know what? I don't care what the public does. I put in my time, I put in my research, and I wanted to trust my research in that spot, so I took the under. I was like, okay, well, if you're going to give me another point at 21.5, I'll gladly take it. I was going to take it at 20.5, but now you give me another point. Okay, I'll go ahead and pull the trigger on that. So that one felt really good. I put a lot of time into researching this. You guys know whether you've been around here for a while or maybe you haven't been around here for a while. I don't have another job. This is the only job I got. So I'm not going to sit here and say I put in more research than everybody else. I don't want to, come off like a jackass, but I put in a fair amount of time. I researched this stuff. So to go against the public when they put in enough bets to raise his point total by one number, and for me to trust my research, trust the data that I've been seeing to grab that under 21.5. Yeah, Jeremy Grant going under 21.5. That one felt really, really good. I think he ended the game with 7 points. Maybe I saw 8 points. Whatever it was, he had 0 at halftime. Wasn't even a sweat. Wasn't even a sweat. So, yeah, that one definitely felt really, really good to go ahead and get that cash. And I do believe we got CJ McCollum. He's back. I think he's back because now this is 2 games in a row where he's gone over, his 3-point total and over his point total. We didn't bet it last night. We're still kind of waiting on that Lillard news as I spoke about yesterday. He ended up playing the game, which kind of put me off on that. But you kind of got yesterday's game, you kind of got what we saw earlier on the season that got us to a 9-2 record there with CJ McCollum is he was taking the majority of the shots. Even with Lillard in the lineup yesterday, CJ McCollum was the go-to guy. So I don't care who they're playing. I assume they're playing tomorrow. Maybe their next game's not until Thursday. Generally speaking, don't really care. Of course, I'll look it up and look at the matchup. But I'm going to go ahead and be back on the CJ McCollum train. It looks like he's got his shot back. He's shooting a good and better. But more importantly, he's getting the shot volume up. So look for us to go ahead and pull the trigger there on CJ McCollum either on Wednesday or Thursday, whenever that next Trailblazers game is. Before we get on into the bets today, let's go ahead and give away some money. Let's start with that NFL Eliminator Contest where we have a winner. It took 10 weeks. But we have a winner. We had 2 people going into week 10. We had one of those individuals lost with the Buccaneers, went down to the Washington football team. So that was an unfortunate loss by that person. But then the sole survivor of our NFL Eliminator Contest won with the Buffalo Bills. That makes me extra happy that they went ahead and sealed the victory of winning $100 in this contest with my Buffalo Bills. So obviously I watched that game, completely dominated the Jets, got 4 interceptions. Their offense was back in good groove. So yeah, just manhandled those Jets to a nice, easy victory. So there it is. Well, I don't know who it is. I can't tell who it is. This stupid app won't let me know who the winner is. So whoever the winner is, step forward. You'll have to hit me up on Twitter. Unfortunately, I will have to ask for a screenshot just so we can verify your identity. But congratulations, you did it. You won $100 from me. And obviously keep it going, because now you can win a prize made from ESPN. And I want to continue, following your journey along and watching you. So yeah, keep making picks, as I believe you will, because obviously you're in contention for the ESPN contest. So yeah, it'll be fun. Whoever it is, yeah, step forward. I'm super excited to find out who it is, and maybe I'll reveal it on tomorrow's show after we can go away and give away that $100. But congratulations to you. It's super impressive to win that contest. I've been playing that contest for probably 2 decades, and it's tough. I've lost multiple times on week 1. This week, what did I make it to, like week 7, which isn't my longest. I think maybe 8 or 9, maybe my longest, but 10 weeks. Yeah, I think that's really impressive when we continue to see, even last night, the underdogs just continue to win in the NFL. And again, you saw it last night there with the 49ers. So to make it 10 weeks where you can correctly predict the winner, yeah, it's impressive. So go ahead and hit me on Twitter. Show me that screenshot. Drop me your PayPal information, and I'll go ahead and send you $100. And that is definitely a contest that will go ahead and run back next year. Don't have to worry about that one. Let's go now, move it over to the Pigskin Pick'em contest. Let's go ahead and start with the spread contest, where we had TW Corn come in with 110 points, and very impressive as they had a 30-point win margin for TW Corn. So very, very good work by them winning that spread contest. If we move it over to the straight contest, we had a 3-way tie with 80 points. We had Boucher. He entered the tiebreaker at 56 points. We had TW Corn, again, a nice week for them. They had their tiebreaker at 52 points. And unfortunately, B Presto had no entry there for the tiebreaker. So came down to TW Corn and Boucher. Well, TW Corn was closer with 52 points, just barely edged out Boucher right there. So TW Corn, another fantastic week right there, getting both wins, winning the straight, winning the spread, winning $20, taking home $40 as TW Corn. And TW Corn won this contest. I don't know if it was straight, spread, can't quite remember exactly. Give away so much money here on this channel. They won a few weeks ago, so very impressive stretch that they're on. So TW Corn, make sure you hit me up on Twitter, drop me that PayPal information, and you got $40 coming your way. Everybody else, it's week 11, and the NFL starts on Thursday. Don't forget, get your picks in. We all start off with 0 points, and this week could be yours to go ahead and get the victory and the money. All right, it's time now to go ahead and get in on some bets. Let's go ahead and start with Blake Griffin, and it's the fade Blake Griffin train, as we've been doing all season long. It's under 8.5 points, but you can get that at even money up over at DraftKings, and obviously the Nets are going up against the Warriors. Did look up his matchup. He's got a so-so matchup, so I don't really know why. I don't know why it went to 9.5 the other day. I don't know why it went back down to 8.5, but we've been betting 8.5 and 9.5 throughout the season. We haven't had to bet 7.5 yet. I think 7.5 is going to be coming. I mean, you guys know how we keep cashing Blake Griffin, so just enjoy the 8.5 while you get it for now, because 7.5, if I had to take a guess, is right around the corner. So Blake Griffin under 8.5 points at even money up over at DraftKings. Let's go ahead and look at some first quarter bets. And let's go ahead and start with this Warriors versus Nets game. Let's go ahead and do first quarter over 56.5 points at minus 104 per FanDuel. Warriors are cashing the over so far with a record of 9-4. And the Nets are cashing the over with a record of 7-6-1 so far. These two teams have a combined average of about 58 points. So sportsbooks are always going to put the number bang on. So we do get 58 here when the number's at 56.5. So I'll go ahead and take the over there in Nets versus Warriors. We also want to go ahead and take that first quarter over in Jazz versus 76ers. This one comes in at 54.5, so it's over 54.5 points at minus 104 up over DraftKings. The 76ers are cashing the over so far 3 out of 6 times on the road, and the Jazz are cashing the over so far times 4 out of 6 times on their home court. I've got this one scored at 56 points. So again, another time where sportsbooks obviously aren't giving us out any freebies, but this is a good spot right here at 56. So we'll go ahead and take the over right there. And then the last one we want to go ahead and do is a spread here in the first quarter. It's Spurs versus Clippers. Take the Spurs plus 2.5 points at minus 110 up over at DraftKings. The Spurs are 4-3 with a plus 2.57 point differential on the road. The Clippers are 4-5 covering the spread at home with a minus 2 point differential. This one I don't understand. I don't understand why we're getting points, and I definitely don't understand why we're getting plus 2 points. 5 points there with the Spurs, because the Spurs score more points in the first quarter. They're scoring 28 points. Clippers are only scoring 25 points, and they're also allowing more points. The Spurs are allowing 27 points, and the Clippers are allowing 30 points. So I have no clue why we're getting points here with the Spurs. I'll gladly take it at -110. Go ahead and give me those 2.5 points. Can't grab those suckers fast enough. All right, I've got my eye on a couple of player props that maybe I'll go ahead and pull the trigger throughout the day today, or maybe I'll wait and see if we don't cash that first quarter over there in that Warriors-Nets game. But these are the ones I'm going to keep my eye on. I like Rudy Gobert to go up over 13.5 points at -120. Up over at DraftKings, the 76ers without Joel Embiid are just doing a terrible time defending that center position. They're near dead last without him in point and field goal percentage. So maybe we'll go ahead and pull the trigger on Rudy Gobert. Also like Nicholas Batum there for the Clippers right there, over 10.5 points. Much like, you know, the 76ers defending the center position, the Spurs are struggling to defend his position right there, so I think he can get over 10.5 points. Don't be put off by his game log. He's been struggling, not struggling, but he's only gotten, I think, 6 points, 5 points, and I believe it was 5 points or something in his last 3 games, but he's had tougher matchups. He's got a very easy matchup going up against the Spurs, so I think he can get over 10.5. And then Keldon Johnson in that same game for the Spurs, though, I like him potentially going under 15.5 points, and that one's at -122. Up over at FanDuel. Again, I haven't pulled the trigger on any one of those 3 player props, but these are 3 players that, depending on whether we're taking the over or unders, have good or bad matchups for them to go up or over their point total. So again, maybe we'll pull the trigger a little bit later on this afternoon. If maybe we'll fade the public again if they drive the numbers, you know, in the direction that would help us, or at least help the data research that I put into. Or maybe we'll just go ahead and cash that Warriors Nets first quarter, and then we'll go ahead and maybe pull the trigger on one of these. These games start a little bit later on, so we have some time to kind of sit back and just kind of wait and see how things go. So, but those are 3 additional player props that I'm considering on this Tuesday night. All right, otherwise, that's how we're going to do it. We're going to roll out Blake Griffin under 8.5 points at even money. First quarter and Warriors Nets over 56.5 at -105. 76ers Jazz over 54.5 points at -105. And Spurs plus 2.5 points in that first quarter. And you can get that at -110 up over at DraftKings. Go ahead, guys. Enjoy your Tuesday afternoon. Let's go ahead and cash some bets, and we'll come back tomorrow and do it again. Have a good one. Thanks for watching till the end. I'm Jason Mattis. Any love you can show by giving me a like, a subscription, or a comment, or even just share this video is very much appreciated. And don't forget to turn on your notifications to increase your chances of locking in the same odds as I talked about today. And check out my other great videos in these corners.